So last week, Nnamdi Kanu released 6 scientific evidence. He actually added one to make it 7 to back his claim that Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari died in London during his surgery in 2017, and the person acting as Nigerian president right now is from Sudan by the name Jubril. So I've been attacked for not addressing the scientific evidence, and if I should address it, the same people will still abuse me and say that I've been paid by APC. Personally, I feel like addressing this is a waste of time, not because I don't care about people knowing, but because it's gonna be a long video talking about this. So I'd like to apologize to those who already know that this theory is not true, but apparently there are some educated people that also bought into the theory that it is now Jubril, not Buhari, which is why people are saying I have to talk about it. So for those who do not believe in this theory, please bear with me while we go through this. But debunking lies doesn't mean that I'm supporting Buhari, and no, I'm not paid to do this. Regardless of whatever you believe, I'm not paid by either APC or PDP or any politician to do what I do on my show. So if you want me to talk about it, here we go. Now, Nnamdi's first scientific evidence is that Buhari used to be left-handed, but since he came back from London, he's now right-handed. So it has to be another person acting as Buhari. Now, this is the picture that Nnamdi uses to back up his claim. However, there's something called image mirror effect that you use to flip an image or to flip a video when you are editing. So for example, this is the same image. I can make it look like this, or I can make it look like this. Buhari is right-handed. He has always been right-handed, and he's still right-handed. This was Buhari before he went to London, and this is him very recently. So the original picture that Nnamdi Kanu mirrored by flipping to the other side is this picture. I can make it look like this, or I can make it look like this. As you guys can see, we can flip it both ways. So no, Buhari did not suddenly become right-handed when he came back from London. He has always been right-handed, and he's still right-handed. The picture was flipped. The second scientific evidence he gave is that Buhari's left ear used to be a little dented. Now it's smooth. So it's true that Buhari's left ear is dented a little bit. However, his right ear is perfectly normal. Once again, you can flip the picture to make it look like the left ear is now the right ear. So this is the picture that Nnamdi uses to back up his claim. He once again flipped Buhari's right ear to make it look like it's Buhari's left ear, which has no dent, and then he says he has no dent anymore. Meanwhile, this is a recent picture of Buhari with his dented left ear. Pay attention to the date on the lower right hand corner of the picture. So all the pictures that I'm using, I'm including the person's Instagram handle or Twitter handle so that you can go and double check by yourself later, and I'm also including the date. The date is usually at the lower right hand corner of the picture so that you can verify by yourself. And if you don't see the year, it means the picture was uploaded this year. Instagram never includes the current year on a picture. And also, this is a recent picture of him with his right ear. Also, this is a picture of Buhari before the elections where you can see both of his ears. If you zoom in very well, you would notice that the left ear is dented and the right ear is fine. This is another picture of him where you can see both ears, and the dented one as well as the normal one. So no, his dented ear didn't suddenly become smooth like Nnamdi has been saying. It's still there, and this is a video of him where you can see his dented ear.
Social media platforms are being used to propagate hatred between religions, political and tribal groups.
So Nnamdi's third scientific evidence was that Buhari now looks younger than he did before going to London. He said that Buhari now looks like a 50-year-old man, so it has to be somebody else. However, the picture that Nnamdi uses to prove this shows evidence of Photoshop brush strokes over Buhari's forehead and cheeks. It looks like someone was trying to get rid of Buhari's wrinkles and all the facial lines. However, this is a picture of Buhari. Once again, you can pay attention to the date. You can still see the wrinkles on his face and the lines on his face. You can follow his official photographer, by the way, for recent pictures of Buhari. He also uploads every event that Buhari attends. Nnamdi's next scientific evidence was that Buhari is no longer seen in public with his wife, Aisha Buhari, or his children. He also said that when Buhari's son came back from Germany after his accident, that the way he shook Buhari's hand was awkward, so it has to be that it's not his father. However, this is Buhari and his wife, Aisha, and their daughter in August of this year. as they were preparing to go to China. Also, this is a picture of the three of them on the private jet. I'm not sure what he meant by not seeing them together. Also, this is Buhari and his wife last week going to an event. And also at the end of last month, Buhari's wife organized an event and Buhari was there sitting next to her. Also, this is Buhari and his grandchildren, some of his grandchildren, when he came back from London. And this is Buhari and his wife when he came back from London. And when his son came back from Germany, I'm not sure how Nnamdi concluded that this picture was awkward. If I've seen a picture of Buhari hugging his children in the past, I would say shaking his hand is awkward. Why didn't he hug his son? But I've never seen him hugging any of his children, so I'm not sure how he decided that the picture was awkward. So the next scientific evidence by Nnamdi Kanu is that he said Buhari was taller than Bukola Saraki before going to London for the surgery, and this is the picture that he uses to back up his claim. Now this is the original picture. It's from 2015. If you guys take a good look, you can tell that the picture is slanted. I mean, look at the top of the shelf behind Buhari. It's one piece, by the way, and as you guys can see, it's slanted. And also look at the carpet. You can tell that the picture is slanted. But if that doesn't convince you, please visit Saraki's Instagram handle. Saraki uploaded these pictures of him and Buhari in 2015. Look at the date. You can see the date at the lower right hand corner, like I told you guys. This was uploaded on November 13, 2015. Saraki also uploaded this one. You guys can take a good look as well at this one. It looks to me that the two men are of similar height. Although Saraki stands straight and walks straight, Buhari most of the time doesn't stand straight. So it's possible that they are of the same height. I don't know, but they are definitely of similar height. This was November 12, 2015. Saraki also posted this, and Saraki also posted this on October 4, 2015. Of course, they look of similar height, and I think that you guys should see a picture of Saraki visiting Buhari while he was in London, as you guys can see the height. So Nnamdi Kanu said that when Buhari came back from London, Saraki is now much taller than Buhari, and this is the picture that Kanu is using to back up his claim. Now, first of all, I don't need anyone to tell me that Saraki was standing on something in this picture, because the person behind Saraki is Speaker Dogara. He also appeared significantly taller than Buhari in this picture. You guys remember that Dogara was also in some of the pictures that Saraki posted in 2015 on his Instagram page, some of the pictures that I showed you. Now, this is a more recent picture of the three of them. You guys can look at the date, where it even looks as if Buhari may be taller than Dogara in this picture. Also, this is another recent picture of Saraki and Buhari. At any point in this video, by the way, if you need to, please feel free to pause the show and go and double check and go and check those pictures yourself. That's why I included those Instagram handles as well as the date. I did not edit or Photoshop any of the pictures or videos that I'm using. Remember, you can always do your own research. And if that doesn't convince you, here is a video shot in October of 2017. In this video, you would notice Dogara's height as well. And also here is another video that was released May of this year, where you can see all three of them.
The visit of Senate President and Speaker of the House of Reps to...
Well, okay, so the height looks similar to me, but hey, you guys should be the judge. So Nnamdi's next scientific evidence, he said that Buhari's palm print before going to London is different from his palm print right now. He said that this is why Buhari no longer waves in public. He said Buhari no longer waves in public, and that now he holds a fist. First of all, Buhari still waves in public, okay? This was Buhari waving December 1st of this year on his way to Poland. And also this was him waving to injured soldiers on November 28th of this year. Also, this was Buhari waving on November 29th in a car in Lake Chad when he went to visit Lake Chad. You can clearly see his palm print in that picture. Also, if that's not clear, here is another picture of his palm print. So there has been several pictures of Buhari waving in public after he came back from London, and this one was taken on November 6th of this year, and then this one was taken on November 14th of this year. And you know, it looks to me like Buhari has three distinct lines in the palm of his hand. He also has other other lines that are not distinct. Now, this is the picture that Kanu uses, saying that Buhari had 4 distinct lines. But it looks to me that the way Buhari was holding the paper that day made the 4th line more visible, because on the same day, when he raised his hand higher and the palm was much stretched out, you could hardly see the 4th line. Like I said, I do not Photoshop pictures, so you guys can go and double check this. Both of these pictures, by the way, were taken by Pius Utomi Ekwe, and this man took the pictures for AFP and Getty Images. He took those pictures on election day. So you guys can go on Getty Image and search for Pius Utomi Ekwe, and all his pictures would come up, and on the left side of the screen you can narrow down your search so that only pictures of Buhari that he has taken would come up, and then you guys would be able to see both pictures, because he took both pictures on the same day. And I'm not saying that the 4th line on Buhari's palm is no longer there. You can still trace it in some of the pictures. I'm just saying that the 4th line is not as distinct as the 3 lines. Once in a while you can notice it, like in this picture and also in this picture. Now, I know that that may not be convincing for a lot of people, but try to find pictures of Buhari waving before he went to London in 2017, and you will hardly see the 4th line in all those pictures. As a matter of fact, you won't even notice the 4th line. For example, this picture was uploaded in August of 2016. You only see the 3 lines. And also this picture was taken on Inauguration Day in 2015. You only see 3 lines. So it's not as if it was when Buhari came back from London that suddenly you only notice the 3 lines. I'm just saying that even before he went to London, we only noticed the 3 lines of his palm, except in that picture that was taken that day. Because of the way he was holding the paper, that was why you could notice the 4th line. If there are other pictures with 4 lines, feel free to send them to me, but I haven't seen any other picture of Buhari with 4 lines on the palm of his hand. I'm not saying that those pictures are not out there. I'm just saying I haven't seen it. Like I said, I'm very sure he has another line, but it's not that visible. Now, as for him holding a fist, this is something that Buhari has been doing even before he became president. It's like his signature. He does that a lot. This was a picture of Buhari during the elections where he was holding a fist. Also, this was a picture of him on Inauguration Day where he was holding a fist. He didn't suddenly start holding a fist as Nnamdi Kanu claims. Nnamdi's 7th evidence was that Buhari had receding hairline in the front. He's saying that the front hair is not as full, that he's bald-headed, and that he had lots of gray hair. Now, he said that Buhari's hair has suddenly become fuller and darker. And so this is Buhari's hairline before he became president. He took this picture in 2015. He didn't have hair in the front like Nnamdi Kanu said, but his sideburn, which some people call Teddy, was definitely full, and he definitely has some hair, you know, towards this side of his head. And of course, it's still full. Even when he lost weight, you could see his sideburn, you could see his Teddy. About his hair being dark, there's something called hair dye. My dad used to use it. It's very cheap. You put it in your hair, it makes your hair darker when you wash it off. I'm very sure that Buhari can afford hair dye. Despite that, these are recent pictures of Buhari with gray hair. As you guys can see, this picture was taken last month, and you can see his gray hair. Now, whenever he cuts down his hair, it will look scanty again, like this one from last month as well. Now, Nnamdi also accused Buhari of not removing his cap despite being compelled to. First of all, I have no idea who compelled Buhari to remove his cap. Maybe he can do us the favor of telling us who compelled Buhari. The last time I saw the man without a cap was before elections, when he wore suits to win people's vote. But have you seen him in suits since that time? Have you seen him in Igbo outfits since that time? That was just to win election. But you know, I've seen other pictures of him where his cap was pushed back a little bit, and I do not see any hair in the front. Like Nnamdi said that the hair is now fuller. Maybe he can show us the picture, which would be ironic because he said the man has refused to remove his cap. So how did he know that his hair is now fuller in the front? Now, besides the 7 scientific evidence, although I still don't know how any of this is scientific, but we'll call it whatever he calls it. Besides those ones, Nnamdi also said that Buhari was not in Paris for the recent Paris Peace Forum. So he posted 2 pictures that reporters have used as evidence that Buhari was in Paris, and he said that how come Buhari went in black outfit, and suddenly when he sat down, his outfit changed to a blue outfit? Well, that's because it's a 3-day event, and Nnamdi Kanu chose pictures from 2 of the days. The first picture that he posted was from the first day of the event, and the second picture he posted was from another day of the event. Now, even if you guys think that Nigerian journalists were lying about Buhari attending the forum, at least the Paris Peace Forum shouldn't be lying about people that came to their event. So all you guys have to do is go on their YouTube YouTube page. They have their own YouTube page because they uploaded a video of the event on their own YouTube page. And guess what? Buhari was in one of the videos that they uploaded. So if you don't believe pictures, at least you can believe a video. Lastly, Nnamdi Kanu also said that Buhari can no longer speak Fulani language, Fulfude, even though Buhari is Fulani. He also said that the Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, has confirmed that Buhari can no longer speak Fulani language, Fulfude. First of all, I don't know whether Buhari speaks Fulfude or not, because if I hear it, I won't know. Which makes me wonder how Nnamdi Kanu could tell that Buhari doesn't speak his native language, because I doubt that Nnamdi Kanu also speaks Fulfude or understands it. But you know, speaking of Lai Mohammed, the man has denied saying that Buhari cannot speak Fulfude. He said he never said that. And even though it's hard to trust Lai Mohammed sometimes, I personally cannot imagine him saying something like that about his boss. Why would Lai Mohammed say that Buhari cannot speak his native language? Also, people are circulating this post that was supposedly written by NTA on their Facebook page. So they're saying that it has to be true if NTA would testify to it. Just so you guys know, there's a real NTA Facebook page with more than 300,000 Facebook likes, and that one is verified. It's called NTA Network News. Whenever you see that blue sign with a mark, with a check mark behind somebody's name on social media, it means that's their verified social media page. If you don't see it, that could be a fake account, which is what's happening in this situation. There's a fake NTA account. They call themselves NTA Abuja. You know it's fake when they post something like this. They said, "I'm a very slow reader. Buhari confesses." Why would NTA post something like that? You know that NTA is owned by the Nigerian government. Do you really think NTA will post something like this about the president? I don't think so. Also, why would NTA post something like this? How I want Charles to F me today. Like, for real? I don't think NTA would do something like that. Or post a picture like this that has absolutely nothing to do with the caption. I mean, some of the captions are so ridiculous and outrageous. Like this one says, "My boyfriend living abroad hardly sends me money. People should advise me." And I'm like, I don't think NTA will post something like that. Or this one that says, "I have a serious crush on a guy. Should I tell him?" So when they posted this picture of Lai Mohammed, claiming that Lai Mohammed said that the surgery affected Buhari's ability to speak his mother tongue, all I had to do was look for the check mark, the verification, and I could tell that this was the fake NTA account. So please make sure that you look for verification when you're looking for the real account. Having said all that, if anyone has a video of Buhari speaking Fulfude before he went to London and also after he came back from London, please send it to me and I will play it for everybody. If I understand the language, I will search for the video myself, but even if somebody is playing it next to me, I wouldn't know. Also, there was an event where Buhari introduced his wife as Mrs. Buhari, and so after that event, those who believe that it's Jubril are saying that that's the confirmation that it's Jubril, that Buhari would not introduce his wife as Mrs. Buhari, that he was supposed to say Aisha. So I'm not sure why that's an argument, because her name is Mrs. Aisha Buhari and her husband called her Mrs. Buhari. I'm not sure what is wrong with that. I don't know why that's an issue. Maybe somebody can enlighten me. That's her last name. She's Mrs. Aisha Buhari. So very recently, Buhari went to Poland, and people are saying that why should he only address the issue of whether he was cloned or not outside of Nigeria? If you've been paying attention, you will know that Buhari mostly answers questions while he's outside Nigeria. He hardly does any press conference in Nigeria. I mean, where was the last time that he had a press conference? He was at a Nigerian event in Poland. He was meeting with Nigerians when someone, a Nigerian, asked whether he's real or not, and he answered the person. Should he have said that, "Wait till I get back to Nigeria before I answer your question," so that they won't say, "I addressed this in Poland"? I'm not sure why that's an issue, but he talked about this among Nigerians in Poland. And while we're talking about this, in my last episode, I featured an Igbo guy whom I said is the only person that I know that speaks like Buhari. Now, some people attacked me for featuring the Igbo guy. They said if an Igbo person can learn how to speak like Buhari, why wouldn't a Sudanese person be able to? You know, that may be true, but I forgot to add in my last episode that even though he's Igbo, his parents are from Anambra, the Igbo man, MC Tagwaye, was born and raised in Katsina. That is a Buhari state. So I'm very sure he knows how to speak Hausa. That probably helped him in his ability to speak with Buhari's accent. Once again, me saying all this doesn't mean that I'm defending Buhari or that I've been paid by Buhari or any other politician. It's just because people say they want me to talk about this. That's why I'm talking about this. After my last episode, by the way, Oof, quite though we survived, because the last time that we've been abused like this was when we tried to interview Mugabe. Anyway, I realize now that when you say the truth, people take it as an attack. Just like we have doctors and nurses, we have people who are satirists, because that is what they specialize on. And one of such people is Professor Olatunji Dare, who wrote the article that I talked about last week. The man has been a satirist for decades, and several newspapers publish his satire. They've been publishing him for more than 30 years. This clarification is necessary for those who are insisting that the newspaper is the one that should be blamed for publishing a satire. No, they've been publishing this man's satire for more than 30 years. Nobody has ever complained. People enjoy reading him, so the newspaper shouldn't be blamed. If we, the readers, read something and it's a satire and we didn't know that it is satire, whenever we found out that it is satire, we should be able to admit that what we read was a satire. You know, I've realized that Nigerians are very selective in calling a spade, and I've also realized that a lot of people prefer to be lied to. But once again, you guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real.